shall soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbear to shine, but God who called me here below will be forever mine, will be forever. You are forever mine.
Chris Tomlin on Rock Worship on GJRB with a great song there, Amazing Grace, My Chains Are Gone. Ending our 50 minutes of nonstop worship favorites here on GJRB, and with music from Falling Red Christian and Matt Redman earlier. 3 Days in the Ground by David Simfer-Fendor. And we got Rock Worship here on GJRB online as we wrap up our program, our first program back on the air. Got another one coming up. I'll give you our program schedule coming up for next week. As a matter of fact, next week we're going to start our reruns of the last 7 days going back to March 16th. And we'll play some current ones. I'll be going to the last 7 days tomorrow morning with a voice recorder for a brand new edition here on GJRB, and we'll have that uploaded real soon for you, so beware of that. And I'll have all the program schedule and the podcast weekends schedules coming up, and we might even have a few marathons on that as we catch up with those programs. Bible study will be recorded, and that's going to be coming up on, we're recorded Thursday night, that'll be coming up, and we're up to the end of March in our Bible studies. We're going to be going into April and rebroadcasting some of those, so those podcasts will be up on the podcast weekend. As a matter of fact, this coming podcast weekend, next weekend, will be the last 7 days, March 16th, and the church services from April 17th and 24th. And I will have a couple of Bible studies if we can fit them in to the GJRB public site. One other thing, too, the following Friday, we're going to have Smooth Jazz, Smooth Afternoon in the afternoon that day. And with that combination, those two should depend on how much room we have on our GJRB Spreaker public site for those. I'll give you whatever we have room for, and what we don't, we'll have the following week, and I will progressively put them up throughout the week so that all those, you can listen to those. And, of course, they'll be available on the GJRB online, or GJRB TV on YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that by going to my to Gary Russin's YouTube channel and subscribe. Be working on getting that fixed up so it'll be easier to find. All right, more great worship music coming up as we wrap up our rock worship here on GJRB online. But first, let's take a look at our weather on the fives. and see what's going on and give you some current temperatures across the nation in some fine small towns like Kingsport, Tennessee. And over there in Kingsport, Tennessee, currently you guys are at 88 degrees right now with expected temperature coming up. Expected for tonight's low 79 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and then 64 degrees for tomorrow. And that's for Kingsport, Tennessee, for listeners out there listening on Spreaker. Also, for Murfreesboro, the same state, 91 degrees predicted. It was 91 right now, Murfreesboro. 77 degrees currently now in Mokina, Illinois. That's where my sister and her family live. Mokina, Illinois now, reporting 77 degrees currently right now. And going further in 73 for tonight, and you're still under a severe weather alert. You're on risk for some severe weather, by the way, for people listening in Mokina yet. We had some severe weather coming through our area earlier today, and it caused us to be on late because I wasn't concerned about our computer being on during a storm, but everything turned out pretty good. 84 degrees in my hometown of Ambridge, Pennsylvania right now, with the nighttime low tonight of 75. And tomorrow it's going to be a little cooler with, in the morning, 64 in the morning, 86 predicted high. In Davis, California, you guys are going to be 95 degrees. But check the temperature for tomorrow. In Davis, California, expecting a high blistering 102 degrees for tomorrow. Right now, 95 degrees in Davis, California. And that's weather on the fives. Current temperature in your part of the world. And if you want your part of the world mentioned, just drop me a line at GaryJ65@yahoo.com, GaryJ021361 at gmail.com, or contact me here on my GJRB public site and drop me a message if you'd like to have your town mentioned, your current temperature here on GJRB. When we're on live, we'll put it on the air for you. All right. Hey, coming up in a couple of seconds, we'll do some birthdays before we head on out of here on GJRB. And give you some birthday announcements here. And a whole lot more. And I got some more good music for you in our worship as we wrap up our show for today. Some new artists as well. We're going to go up the line here a bit and play some new music. I mentioned earlier I was going to play you a nice version of Amazing Grace now by a guy named Stephen Levi Anderson. So we're going to do that right now on Rock Worship here on GJRB. Rock Worship on GJRB here on Spreaker across America and around the world, all over the place as we wrap up our program this afternoon. I want to remind you that our program schedule has been changed as far as Friday is concerned. We were going to be airing the GJR Smooth Jazz Smooth Afternoon. We might be pushing that to the evening hours, and I'll give you our program schedule and confirm that with you. Coming up a little later on, I'll post an announcement on it, and we'll probably do a 8 p.m. broadcast of Smooth Jazz Friday night right here on GJRB. That's more great Christian rock coming as we wrap up our worship program this night. So we're going to get finished. Hey, well, I want to remind you that GJRB Online can be heard on Spreaker, and pretty soon we'll get that 9-foot signal so people in the neighborhood can hear it on one at 87.7, and anybody in the neighborhood hears that, they can hear where we're at on Spreaker and what Spreaker is. So Spreaker, a great place to be for internet broadcasting. And broadcast all over the internet, and give you a chance to listen to some great music, and we promote new artists as well here on GJRB Online. So you hear all the Christian rock music here on GJRB Online, and that's what we do here. Now, next week, we're going to be on playing the best in Christian rock here on GJRB. Next week, we're going to be live with Christian rock on our Positive Rock Show. That's coming up next week here on GJRB, and we'll have some new music and a bit of some classics again, and play a lot of real good ones. So keep it here on GJRB. Now, this is a fabulous song. It's called Manifested Diamonds on GJRB.
Couldn't stop myself, so I just walked out. Did it again. Spoke too soon, called a couple of friends. Blackboard on life for a minute. Kick a few things, that's enough to finish. Heart and hand cards, walk in the door. Hold my breath when I let it roar. Looking good down in the little grace. Put the world down and I pick a face. Only scared boys trying to see the face. Pride in the mouth, it's a bitter taste. Spit it out, don't need it. Put it down and I just leave it. But I keep hearing it talk to me. Knows what I'm thinking like it's all to me. Hold my breath when it's hard to breathe. 'Cause I know diamonds are the only thing that shines special. And I know I can make the darkness sing. I need a strong tower, willpower, no coward. Take back the flowers, sell the cats, get my tools established. Down the passage, strike the matches. Light my black and walk the sky. Wipe my face, redeem the time. The bathroom mirror. Look inside my soul and try to talk to the devil to stay alive. Pitch myself, try not to cry. Walking by the sea of the river. Left my print, I still survive. Is this the one? Is this now? A moment, jump and leave the crowd. Walking with the king, turning proud. The son of reborn, get the victor's crown. 'Cause I know diamonds are the only thing that shines special. And I know I can make the darkness sing. 'Cause I know diamonds are the only thing It's so hard to commit when I don't know. To put it like a child like elsewhere. I try to do everything I feel is right. It's gotta be something I control. It's so hard to commit when I don't know.
Programs scheduled on GJRB Online are subject to change and can change. If they do, watch for GJRB Schedule Update podcast on my Spreaker public site for time and date change announcements. Petra, it's a fabulous song there. Ancient of Days, as we wrap up our rock worship show for today here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. I'm Gary J. Rustin. Thanks for listening to the program. You got more great programs like this coming up, so keep it on Spreaker and GJRB Online. If you're starting a band or just starting a solo act on your own, go to the place on the internet where you can get equipment at great prices. HelloMusic.com. They have guitars, amps, mixers, and microphones, some at great low prices. Log on today and look at the equipment and the prices. www.hellomusic.com. Like them on Facebook for chances to win guitars, mics, and other band equipment. Remember the name, Hello Music. You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, and smooth afternoon. If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming and programming in other great music formats like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA. Listen and enjoy. It's going to be hot on GJRB with new shows and returning favorites and more longer broadcast days, featuring new shows with rock and roll oldies for the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Introducing the Crooners, featuring great singers like the Rat Pack, Perry Como, Andy Williams, and Frank Sinatra. GJRB has a new music format based on the old up-and-coming show, playing consistently on GJRB. Gary J in the afternoon. Bluegrass Jubilee, Gary J's Blues House, all back. It's a freestyle summer, starting in June on GJRB. And we're going to be starting that. As a matter of fact, the official date on it is tomorrow. Gonna leave you with Pocket Full of Rocks. Have yourself a great night, everyone. Got more great Christian music. These guys are from somewhere on have a great night.
And trying to find a part, or just anything I could give the king. Maybe there's something I've said, maybe there's something I've done, oh, just anything to make me one of the ones you love. In desperation I step back to see just what I had, and to my dismay what I found was a pile of filthy rags. What was I to say? What was I to do? Now that I stand here with nothing I could give to you, but I hear your voice call out my name, and I listen close and I hear you say, you're worth everything, you were loved by the King, you edge of nothing. He looked out and saw everything. And before he spoke a word, the Father knew how it would be to give every man a Savior, the ultimate sacrifice, the giving of what was most dear, the giving of his own son's life. And he saw the hill, oh, and he saw the tree, oh, and he saw the cross. Here, one would never be home. And I hear his voice call out your name. If you listen close, you can hear him say, you are worth everything. You're loved by your King. You are worth everything. No, there's nothing you could bring. You were worth it all the time. The Father's loved you all the while. Hear the angels, hear the angels, hear the angels. You were worth everything. You were loved by a king. You were worth everything, and no, there's nothing you could bring. You were worth it all the time. The Father's loved you all the while. Hear the angels sing. You were everything.
Pocket Farm Rocks. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks a lot for listening. And thanks a lot for listening today to GJRB on my back Friday night with more great jazz. Smooth afternoon, smooth jazz coming up on GJRB.
You are worth everything. You're worth everything.
This is GJR Broadcasting.